So here's the putting green. See? There you go. Got 2 flags. One is over there where Cutter's Edge Pro. It's not coming out now. Come on. Come on, wind. Give me a little wind. No, unfortunately. But there you go. And this one says Big O here. There you go. So there's my putting green. It's about, I would say about 25 feet, something like that. I get to practice, have a little fun. See? And then, of course, we got, the bunkers. Got to have the bunkers, man. Got all kinds of bunkers there. You know what I'm saying? So that's a taste of our backyard. There's Maiden right there, Maiden. Bono, how you doing, Bono? Bono. He's a Carolina dog, by the way. These dogs are amazing. Their temperaments are awesome. But there is the Sylvester Palm, which is just beautiful. All right, call my guys, Will and Mike at Cutter's Edge Pro. They will take care of you. Dogs are not included, okay? Can't include the dogs. Those are mine. But the exceptional work, oh, baby. Oh, baby. Yes. Make your home an oasis. CuttersEdgePro.com. Go to their Instagram page, by the way, so you can see a lot of the before and after work that they do. And it is exceptional, baby. This thing's been on here for about 9 months. No grass growing through it or anything like that. Right, Bono? Huh? Bono!
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 16 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Take up to $10,000 off a 2024 Acura during our 16th anniversary sale.
Oh, I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Welt and Ray has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welt and Ray, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welt and Ray can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welt and Ray can help. Call 954-966-4646.
There's a new sheriff in town at Toyota of Hollywood. Cash in your chips and get a great deal on over 2,000 Toyotas, like a Corolla, not 24,000, 17,975. Giddy up to the bank and get 2.99% financing on our most popular models. So mosey on down to our western town at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All righty, ready to go, ready to rock and roll like Jasmine. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I got to say. Oh, yeah. How y'all feeling out there? You feeling good? You feeling good in the neighborhood? That's what it's all about. We are here in Hialeah Park. Yes, sir. Ready to have some fun. Watching Bitcoin climb. Are we going to hit 70 today? That's 69 right now. Where are we at right now? Where are we at? 69,345. Can we hit 70 on the show today? Bitcoin is doing well. Jasmine over 3 cents. How many of you are still on the Jasmine train? If you are, you're making yourself some money. Man, if you got in really early like we did, you are 8x right now on Jasmine. 8x. Patience. Jasmine today, or last night, whatever, they're 12 hours ahead of us. They announced they're going to be on Apple apparently. So that's pretty amazing. Sold Jasmine and took a little profit. Yeah, you sold it too early, my one-eyed Jack. Sorry, brother. You gotta stay stronger, bro. You gotta stay stronger. So you gotta hang in there, bro. We're not done yet. We haven't even started, really. This is a nice run for us, but this is nothing, dude. Remember, the Japanese economy is going to shit. The Japanese economy is so bad. Okay? You know those jokes? How bad is it? It's so bad the United States is going to have to print money to save them. Economy. I'm not an economist, but I don't know. I'm following a lot of stuff that's going on. And so, and that sounds really confusing. But when you find out how much they how much they have bought of our debt, unlike China, who's selling off our debt and has sold off $500 billion in the last couple of years, Japan is well over $1 trillion of our debt. And so those bonds aren't going to be good for them. And, we may have to start printing money to save their ass too. It's a mess. So the Jasmine coin could end up becoming a bigger thing in Japan because of the problems with their dollar. So if you look at their dollar, it is going this way, and if you look at Jasmine, it's only going that way. So it might become more of a currency for them. They cut a deal with Apple. They're going to be on the Apple app on the thing in the spring. That's some shit, dude. That's some shit. I mean, Jasmine's making some partnerships that are But one of this thing, like, see, for One-Eyed Jack, again, I don't want to pick on you, One-Eyed Jack. I love you, appreciate you, but you got to stay strong on this thing. We are still early in a lot of these things. Now, if you need the money and you got to get out, I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you. But right now I'm at 8X, and I'm not touching it. I'm not touching anything because I know what's going on. I know how bad it is for us and our economy, how bad it is in Japan and their economy. In fact, the IMF announced the top 3 economies for the next decade, and it's India number 1, China 2, Russia 3. Okay, we're 4, and Saudi Arabia 5. But the top 3 are all part of the BRICS. And that the BRICS is already stronger than the G7. I'm getting really deep on all this, but this is part of investing, is understanding everything that's going to affect your investment all over the world. And you must know what's going on with economies and everything else that's going on. So it's a tricky thing, man. But I would have hung on a little longer with all of the situations that are going on right now, especially in Japan with Jasmine. So I was asked today by somebody, hey, should I buy more? And I'm like, well, I think it's going to go way past 9 and 10, 12 cents. So for me, I would tell you, yeah, you're still going to exit several times over here. You know what I'm saying? But, I just wish you would have bought more earlier, because it's hard, man. It's the hardest thing in the world is to buy something at its rock bottom when nobody knows about it, nobody cares. I mean, the beauty of where you're at now, Sean, with me, is you heard them all with Bitcoin at 16,000 and 18,000 and 20 and laughing, and they all disappeared. You know what I mean? Because by now, if you're an idiot if you complain about Bitcoin or you think it's a scam. So wait a minute, you could have bought it at 16 or 20, and you could have sold it at 60 or at 50 and made a boatload of money. How's it a scam? You could have done it. Now, you didn't do it, and you're still complaining about it. That's because you're a loser. That's all, because you had no balls. Just admit, hey, dude, I wasn't willing to take the chance. There you go. But don't slam it when it's absolutely legit. As I've been telling you for years now, it's legit. Now the rest of the world is coming on board and saying, yeah, it's legit. Let's get on board. So we were ahead of the curve a little bit here. Yeah, no, I'm glad you're holding on to some. I just wish you wouldn't have let go of any. It wasn't time, bro. It just wasn't time. You had way more to go. By the way, it's been hanging strong over 3 cents now. It's at 312. Now it's up 25.78. I think it got as high as 319. So that's just amazing how it has catapulted itself. And by the way, thank you, Evan Yaminski. Thank you for a little love. Remember, you can make a donation on Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. And Evan, thank you, my man, has made a Bitcoin donation. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Love it. Love the Bitcoin donations. You know that warms my heart when you send me a Bitcoin donation. That's because that's it. You are donating, for life. That's the beauty. It's perpetual. Thank you. You're basically donating to my daughter anyways, because that's who's getting the Bitcoin. Let's be honest. It's not really about me. It's about her. So, it's the Bitcoin's going to go up and it'll be great, but for her, it'll be much better. And that's really what it's all about. So thank you, because that's a beautiful long-term gift that you have given us. So thank you very, very much. Appreciate it out there. What else is going on, by the way? Just out of curiosity, I see Bitcoin up 3% to 69,400. See, Avalanche is up 1%. Pendle is up 3% to about 642. Van Art Chain is up 5% to 21 cents. We gave you Van Art Chain at 5 cents, and it's 21. You're welcome. Okay? You're welcome. You are welcome. What else? So we are got a lot of things to talk about today. And we got some good news and maybe even better news. Got to talk about that today on the show. Last night, Atlanta embarrassed Inter Miami. That was the worst performance of the year. With the loaded team, you were absolutely, it was like they were out of sync. They couldn't finish plays. They played, I mean, their defense was just, we know it's bad, but it was atrocious yesterday. They should have lost 7-1, right? It should have at least been 7 goals. I'm not kidding you. If you watch that game, they should have lost by 7 goals. Holy shit. I mean, listen, like I said last night, I tweeted, man, you have a bad day at work. I have plenty of bad days at work. We make mistakes. We're all human beings. They've had a phenomenal season. Okay? It was a shit night. What are you going to do? It is what it is. You know? Sucks. It really does, but just you got to chalk it up. As long as it's not something that's a start of things to come. You know what I'm saying? It's just one game. I can't overreact. But, dude, it was brutal to watch last night. Like, you felt when there was already like 15 minutes, 20 minutes in the game, you felt kind of like it was over already at that point. Because it just didn't look like they could get the edge on them, you know? And it was weird, man. Really weird. Really weird. Worst performance of the year by Inter Miami. But, hey, man, you got to chalk it up to that. It is what it is. What are you going to do? You know? What did he say? What did One-Eyed Jack say? I'm holding. I saw that. I took the Jasmine I sold and bought Bitcoin. Okay. That's good. That's good. That's good. No, he's always on my good side because he's a hardcore supporter here. I love One-Eyed Jack. I just wish he would have held a little bit more, man. A little bit more, man. Just a little bit more. Because I have a really good feeling about Jasmine. Like a really good feeling. Like, I think we're going to get to double digits in cents. You know what I mean? And, you know, Sean was saying something funny, which is true. You know, he goes, you know, it sounds funny that you're pumped up about it getting to 3 cents. You know what I'm saying? And it's true. It's like funny. Like, it's, you know, we're talking about Bitcoin approaching 70,000 and here's Jasmine at 3 cents. But when you get it at a third of a penny and you're 8Xing the bitch, see that the 8X is the part that's the key on it, you know? But yeah, I know it doesn't sound intimidating, 10 cents, but that's a lot of X's. So, and I wouldn't be surprised if it even goes more than that. I don't want to get crazy, you know, but I wouldn't even be surprised if we're in the 20 cent area when it's all said and done with Jasmine in this bull run. Seriously. I expect it to really carry a lot. And so we will see. We will see. Let's see. I could ask Waddle for 50,000. He's got a couple extra bucks nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to smash the hell out of the like button. There's 110 watching, 36 likes. Come on, man. Come on. Let's go. Steven Gonzalez is in. He says, I'm in Hialeah. Just left Babalo's house and did some santeria and told them I want the Rangers goalie Shitasik to have a horrible night tonight. So hopefully Shitasik will have a horrible night tonight. Cosa Nostra is in. Manolo Rivera. Heriberto in. Waddle getting the money because Hill won't be back next season. Big O called it. I saw Omar tweet out, man, the Dolphins are going to regret not extending Tyreek Hill. I just put laughing faces and I retweeted it back to him, like just a whole bunch of laughing faces. Like, my man, you do not have a good feel for what's really going on in that building. But anyway, whatever. Captain Saki is in. Agustin Maggiore. Hill doesn't want more money. He's not getting more money. So again, I don't know what media you're listening to, because have you seen Hill ask for extra money? No, he's under contract. He tweeted that he was happy for Waddle. Yeah. He hasn't tweeted that he wants more money. But Augustine, if you want to listen to media people that maybe are just inventing shit, you can go ahead, bro. But He hasn't said anything, and he can't. He has to play really nice. He's gone next year. He's going to be playing for somebody else in 2025. Let's see. Well, the beginning part of 2025, when the Dolphins are winning the Super Bowl, he'll be with us. But then after the Super Bowl, then he'll be on his own. Let me make sure I rephrase that, because, some of you hand me, well, you said he won't be here in 2025. See, it's the beginning of the year. You see, he's here. Yeah, 2025 season with somebody else. True Fin fan reminds us that he farted in an elevator today. So he blessed people in the elevators. He says he feels blessed, but really what he did was bless people. Those of us, we get holy water. There are some people that go for True Fin fan farts. That's the holy smell. That's what it is. Ray Sosa is in. Joseph, Isaiah, Robert T, Fishing Laws, John Padilla, Luis Medina, Big O and Sean, may blessings hear me out. Fins up every day, all day. P.S. I'm down 62 pounds in 7 months. No carbs, no sugars, no processed food. Good for you, dude. You're a stud, bro. Good for you, man. Did BlackRock buy all the coins? Thought I saw something on Twitter. No. They're buying. They opened up a fund now on the side, and they're going to start collecting Bitcoin for themselves. This is before it explodes. I think people don't realize that this is still an enormous buying zone. Still, even at 70, it's still an enormous buying zone. If I tell you you're never going to see these numbers again, when this thing takes off and goes to 6 digits, it's not ever going to come back. I'm telling you, not to these numbers. You'll never see these numbers again. So it's up to you guys. Willie in Colombia. Comer la hamburgueria. Yes. You mean Omar Kelly's wrong? No way. Ocala Joe, hello. Owen Sean, loving me some H-bar. He's on Ocala Joe. See, only whales get on H-bar. See, only whales. Whales know about H-bar and the powers of H-bar. True Fin Fan, thank you for the love on the super chat, sir. The holy smell. I don't even care if the Panthers don't win the cup. I want my Eastern Conference bet to cash out. Hunter, your bet will cash out, and they will win the cup. So don't worry about it. You're going to get everything, okay? And Bitcoin's going to go to like what's it called? Jasmine's going to go to like 25 cents, okay? That's also going to happen. All right? How about that? All right, so let's talk a little bit about the big deal. And first of all, as I told you guys over and over again, the TUA thing would be the priority, and Waddle and Phillips and all that kind of stuff will happen during the season or next year. Remember I told you? And I was convinced that was going to happen. The fact that Waddle ends up signing this contract that now runs through the 28 season, where he's 30 years old. It's an $84 million extension. It averages in the extension years 28,250, $76 million in guarantees. He gets $36 million fully guaranteed at the signing. So this is a fantastic deal. I know the technicality, it's a couple dollars more than Devonta Smith and all that. And the next 5 receivers will all get paid over Waddle and whatever, bro. That's all the same. Tua's going to get paid over a whole bunch of quarterbacks now. And then the next couple of quarterbacks that come after Tua will crush his deal after that, and so on and so forth. It's life, dude. I don't care about that stuff. But I am amazed that they did get it done. So I was definitely wrong about that. But this is the sweetness about this. Remember, I tweeted this out today, that this Waddle deal has something special tied to this. And that would, others will want to go and, they want to get clickbait and they want to work all that stuff. We just work around what
probably is the honesty of what's really going on now. Folks, the Jaylen Waddle deal was brokered and done because I truly believe they've made a lot of progress on the TUA contract. This tells me that they must know exactly the parameters of where they're at with the TUA contract already, and they're working on all the stupid little particulars and all that other stuff, all the, dotting the I's and crossing the T's, all the, well, if he has an injury this year or if he has to buy out this year, that year, this, that, all that kind of stuff, roster bonus this year, that. But it looks to me like they already have the parameters of his salary, his signing bonus, what he's going to get paid. Why would they do this? Because they kind of know exactly what's going on, what money they have available, and what space they have to play with. So this tells me that, because I wouldn't expect the Waddle deal to happen before the Tua deal, because you would want to wait till you do the big deal with Tua before you start, making the other dominoes fall, which I told you that they were going to sign this next wave of players. They let Hunt and Wilkins and Van Ginkel go because they had to sign these guys, Tua, Waddle, Phillips, and Holland. They're going to sign all four, right? This tells me now, because again, I told you I would have expected the Tua first deal and then the others to fall into place. Waddle normally would be the second one in line, then Holland. Phillips, there's no hurry because of the injury. There's no hurry to re-sign him. You need to see what he does this year anyways and how he comes back. But this tells me now that the Tua deal is in even better shape than it's ever been. Not that I didn't think it wasn't going to get done, that there's going to be any kind of holdout. That's stupid shit that other people try to sell you. But this is actually really, really good news overall. At least that's the way I'm viewing it, because it just kind of makes sense. You don't do a big deal like this without that other one in place. So if you don't have it in place, you must have the parameters of it already. There must be a comfort zone that you and Team Tua have already agreed upon, and you're just kind of working out the rest of the stuff that really isn't about the salary and the signing bonus and that. It's all the other stuff, the protection clauses, the roster bonuses, the workout bonuses, the incentives if you go to the playoffs, if you win the Super Bowl, the MVP, all that other bullshit. And all that other stuff is like, it's the ancillary stuff that you can work out. You got to work out the basic parts of the salary, the signing bonus, and all that kind of stuff. That tells me they're pretty close to done on that. Okay? So they had money left over from the original deal. They still haven't gotten the money from X. That comes June? Is it June 1st or 2nd? Something like that? It is 1st, right? So then they'll be able to then do the Tua deal after that. So this is really good news, man, because now you've only got the Holland deal to work out throughout the year. And that won't be that complicated of a deal either.
I see. I'm along the same line of thinking, but what I kind of thought was the Waddle deal gets done. So now they've got 26, 27, 28. That's figured out.
Right.
Looking at the front office, I mean. So now if you get Holland signed, his will be a 25, 26, 27 because it's 4 years.
Right.
So he doesn't get the 5th year. Jalen Phillips still in the 5th year. You can't really work that until you see how he comes back.
You got to see how he comes back, yeah.
Then you've got Tua, which would be 25, 26, 27, 28, 29.
Right.
So you've got, as a front office, you're looking at all the years where it's going to be to figure out how, as you said, to work the little intricacies of what the per year, I believe, is kind of like you're saying. Deal's pretty much done. Now it's just, okay, let's get Waddle done and let's see. Because, again, Tua probably went back and said, look, I don't mind signing a big deal, but I don't want to be on the 2020 Dolphins team either. Right. It's just him and Waddle. And
right,
of course. 190 passes to Waddle.
Right. And that's
so I believe it's more of the front office work. And, again, working with Team Tua to make sure that everything is dotted and crossed so that you have no issue. Because, again, you've talked about it before, too. Not that it's a cap crisis, but it's going to get a little tighter in a couple years.
Yeah.
So now you've got to figure that in as well, because you can't give out all this money if nothing's there. You know what I'm saying? So I 100%.
Yeah. So I think the Tua deal is pretty much done. It's just little things that they're probably or maybe it's already done. It's just they got to wait for the money from X to then make it finalize. And remember, they don't let this stuff doesn't get out, dude. Doesn't get out. Notice it just doesn't get out. Nobody knew the Waddle deal was going to happen. So this tells me that the Tua deal is pretty much done, and it's just either settling it or just waiting for X's money. So that, to me, that's the caveat of this deal done, that there's a real positive domino coming now with the Tua one. So then all we have left now is the Holland contract. That'll get worked out, and then you're set. You've already taken care of that wave because the Phillips deal will get done. It's just it depends on Phillips now. He has to come back and look good so they can justify re-signing him next offseason. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the way it goes.
If there wasn't anything good going on, I think you would have heard that.
Yeah.
Because that's what gets out.
Right.
Agent's gonna make, if Waddle got signed and Tua's contract is far off, you're gonna hear a underlying tone, something. Yeah. Somebody's gonna put something out there.
Yeah. So I'm sure people will try to spin some negative on the Tua stuff. Don't let them get into your head. Don't let them get it. This is actually positive. This deal getting done, the Waddle deal, that tells me the Tua deal's a layup already. It's done. It's over. You know what I'm saying? So that's actually really, really good that the Tua domino and the Tyreek domino are the Waddle domino are kind of the same thing. So there you go. Oh, by the way, and because some of you have looked out for me, thank you very much. Fiji had a recall of 1.9 million bottles or some shit like that, but they were the ones that were out west and they were in Amazon. And if you bought them on Amazon, we buy our Fiji on, I think it's Publix or Walmart or something like that here. So we didn't get the bad batch of Fiji water. So you'll know. But thank you, because a bunch of you sent me. I know one of them is Steven Gonzalez, actually, who's always looking out for us. He sent me one too, worried about me, because he knows I drink a lot of Fiji. So I did not get the bad batch of Fiji water. All right. I've been here for a couple minutes. I've already drank a third of the bottle. I drink a shit ton of water, bro. Man, I drink a lot of water. Anyways, what else do we have here? Surprisingly, there haven't been much Dolphin fans that are upset about the earnings of the contract. I mean, I think this is a fair deal overall. I don't think this is a crazy deal by the Dolphins whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of it's the market value. I don't find that much of Grier's contracts are like really bad for the team. They're usually, him and Brandon Shore end up like having contracts that they can work their way out of it and everything, and they get windows so they can move out of it. So now it's usually done very smart, man. Even though we got people that still bash Chris Grier, which again, I don't understand that one, man. Ragin says, so they are still moving on from Tyreek next year? Yeah, nothing's changed, dude. Nothing's changed. Brother, I already told you guys, the second they didn't get any money from him, that was the writing on the wall. It was over already. He's done. They're getting off that gravy train. They can't. It's too much. It's too much. They're not doing it. They can't go the way of X and keep hanging on till he gets old, and the baggage stays there. And so I'm 1,000% sure that Tyreek Hill is gone at the end of the season. Okay? Absolutely done at the end of the year. Let's see. I didn't hear a peep from anyone that Waddle was coming out today. Of course not, dude. These people keep everything under wraps, man. Lisa Rose is in the house. Let's see. Remember, people, Tyreek Hill and Armstead are not going to be here in the future. That's a lot of money off the books eventually. When you draft and make good free agent signings, Miami will be fine. Exactly. You are on top of it, true Fin fan. You're getting out of Armstead's contract. You're getting out of Tyreek's contract next year, and you will draft a first-round receiver next year. So that way you will then bring somebody opposite of Waddle, and then you'll have the other guys. And remember what I told you, was it last week I said that Odell Beckham is basically on a one-year tryout for a second year because you have him on a one-year contract. If he goes and plays well, you go draft a rookie, you have Waddle as your guy and Jonnu Smith, and what you do is you use Odell as like a half a two to share with the first round pick. You get my drift? So that's what, because if Odell can stay healthy and play well in this offense and he gels well with Tua, they won't have to give him a boatload of money. They won't have to give him a long-term contract. They only have to give him another one-year contract. That's very manageable. And then Tyreek's deal and Armstead's deal is out of the books. So that's a lot of money that comes off the books there. So now all of a sudden, you've got more than enough money to continue, and the cap will go up because it goes up every year. You know, and guess what's coming? An 18th game, a 20-week season, which is going to generate more revenue, which means what? The cap will go up even more. So, you know, it's just all these kind of things. You got to look at, you know, I look at money for investments, and I look at money and I look at it for our sports. You know what I mean? It's just kind of, you got to understand the business of everything, you know, because there's a business to everything. And business decisions are made. And that's why we told you a few years back that they would make a business decision on Byron Jones. And then the following year, they would make a business decision on X. You know what I mean? And Wilkins was a business decision. They were, no way we're paying you that kind of money. You're not that kind of pass rusher. Business decision. It goes that way. You have to understand the game so you can understand what they're actually doing. And that's why a lot of people, especially some of the beat writers, were, oh, no, they're going to tag Wilkins. No, they'll extend him. Almost every beat writer said that. Most of the beat writers did not have a good feel for what's going on. And anybody that tells you they're extending Tyreek or they're keeping Tyreek long-term or whatever, they also don't have a good feel for what's going on. They don't understand the business of the game, where the baggage outweighs the money and you get to a point where you have to move on. And the baggage could be bad. It could be injury. It could be whatever it is. You're not playing nearly as well. Whatever the baggage is, once it outweighs the talent, they move on. And that's what's going on. Okay? So, you know, these are things that you got to understand. And to me, the Waddle contract tells me the Tua deal is pretty much done. The Tua deal will be announced shortly here in June. That's what that tells me. The Waddle deal tells me the Tua deal is done. That's what it tells me. That's how I'm going to read into it, and we'll find out now. After this money comes in on June 1st, we'll see how fast they announce the Tua deal. And if they do, then that tells you they had the Tua deal done, and that's why they were able to work out the Waddle deal like they have. That's all. Let's see what else. Big O, I thought the Dolphins don't pay their own. Oh, it's just that, bro, it sells papers. It's good for your radio show and your podcast to be negative. Oh, they don't pay their own. Of course they pay their own, dude. But you sometimes don't keep your own. Sometimes you have to make decisions. And you say, well, yeah, I want to keep Austin Jackson, but I don't want to keep Robert Hunt. So, you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. They do keep their own, but they decide on who they want to keep, right? That's all. And you're not going to keep every draft pick. But let's not make it sound like this is the Dolphins from 5 and 10 years ago that they rarely hit on anybody, and even when they hit on them, they wouldn't keep them. That's not the point here. The point here is, again, it sells papers, and it's good for your little blog, and it's good for your little podcast and your little YouTube, and say, oh, the Dolphins don't want to pay their own. No, dude, it's what we tell you. They want this wave of players to pay. They could not pay the other wave. It's not that they don't want to pay their own. It's you were really good for 2 years in a row where you hit on a shit ton of picks. Guess what? You can't sign all of them. That's all it is. It's not a narrative that they don't want to pay their own. They will pay their own. But it's the right people. And then what is it that we explain and educate you all on the show? Brother, look at what Chris Grier does. Who does he pay? He'll pay a quarterback. He'll pay a tackle. He'll pay a pass rusher. He'll pay a number one corner. He'll pay a number one wide receiver. But if you're not any of those positions, it's going to be hard to extract a lot of money out of them because they don't do that. They're not going to remember. They're going to pay the world for Jonathan Taylor, and they'll give a big contract to Dalvin Cook, and they'll trade for Dalvin Cook. No, they're not, because they don't value that position that way, and they don't value guard like they value tackle. But you can invent whatever you want for your radio show, television show, podcast, whatever. I get it, dude. It's your narrative. You want to get clicks and all that kind of stuff. But I'm just going to look at what the Dolphins actually do. I'm going to look at what their real habits are, and then I'm going to go by habitual response. I'm not going to go by. Here's the one. Remember, I told you this the other day. Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb are making incredible progress. Who knows? They might be ready for the beginning of the season. Dolphins never told you that. Mike McDaniel never said that. Chubb, Phillips, they never said any of that. They never said anything. They're just working. That's it. But the media creates it. And then all of a sudden, in a mini camp, they see a guy limping. Oh, wait a minute. The timetable might be. No, dude, that's your timetable. You're the one inventing a timetable. Inventing a timetable that if the players don't meet your invented timetable, then all of a sudden you're going to be complaining about an invented timetable? This is the media we have now. But I won't allow that kind of stuff to happen because I will expose it. So instead, in fact, I think I'm the guy that says you won't see the real Phillips and Chubb this year. I'm just preparing you with honesty instead of the others who build you up, and then when they don't meet their built-up expectations, then they rip the team and the player and all that for not meeting their expectations. Which, wait a minute, hold on a second. So, when is that law? Well, this is why they create their own narratives. Chubbs and Phillips, they're already creating their own narratives. Just like, they don't re-sign their own. Really, what's Austin Jackson? That's not re-signing your own? I thought he was wasn't he a draft pick? I could have sworn he was a draft pick. Right? Yeah. Are they going to sign all their guys? No. When you have more important guys coming, like Phillips, like Waddle, like Tua, like Holland, they're more important than re-signing Wilkins and Hunt. It's just the way it goes, man. Okay? And sometimes you don't re-sign and bring back Baker because maybe Jordan Brooks is better. Oh, and by the way, didn't they give X over and over again his money? Didn't they draft him? I mean,
you gotta stop letting the facts get in the way of good stories.
That's true. Good narratives. Good narratives.
What story's not?
Big O, I saw on Twitter, Tyreek is looking for a new contract. Bucky, where did you see that? Where's the credibility? Where? Who reported that, bro?
It was the @Miami Dolphins with the exclamation points and the 0 for the O's.
Yeah, exactly. Like I always say, give me the legitimate source, and I'll tell you how much bullshit it is. Daniel Berry is in. Lenny Pena. Tony Zags. Mackenzie Allen and Grier have set this franchise back 10 years. What a bunch of incompetent, uneducated, uninformed group. Please bring back Tenenbaum. Yeah. No doubt says, I was hungry for some good news. Today's a great day, actually. It's a great day. Waddle gets his contract. That tells me the Tua deal is pretty much done. And Jasmine is blowing up. Dude, it is a great day. Big O, when both Phillips and Chubbs are back, we will have more potential rush depth than Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson. Yep. I just think Phillips and Chubb might be like somewhat decent for you by the end of the year. And then the real Chubb and Phillips, it's probably in 2025. You know what I mean? That's just kind of the way it is. Like the Tua you saw the first year, that guy wasn't even anywhere close to where he is now. After 4 years in, the hip, everything, the body's developed now, the mind and everything else, you're just going to get better and better and stronger, throughout all of that. So this is all part of it, man. It's all part of the growing process. But I just don't put a lot of expectation on Phillips and Chubb this year. You know what I hope for? I hope for them to stay healthy and build their strength back up to get to that point next year. But, right, no setbacks. That's it. That's all I really want from Chubb and Phillips is no setbacks. So, there you go.
This is where, like, some fans, I think the one that just came in, DF.
Right. Ray Sosa also points out that Jerome Baker got paid, too.
Yeah. Is where they don't understand what actually happened today with Waddle's contract.
What do you mean?
Like, did Waddle's money come from current cap or June 1st money? It's an extension.
It's an extension.
It starts.
Yeah, it starts down the line. It's in the future. They don't have the money. They don't have the money right now, but that they don't have to give him the money right now. Actually, so that's
he's on the 5th-year option for.
Right.
I mean, they've already picked that up.
Right.
This starts in 26 after that.
Right.
That's where, like, today on Twitter when it first came out, they're like, "Oh, they got the money for him and not for Tua." A couple I saw, and I was just like,
"No, it's an extension."
I don't understand what they happened.
It's an extension. Okay. So he will get the money, but it's down the line. So there you go. But listen, I'm telling you, the Tua deal's done. That's why this deal got done, because the Tua deal is pretty much in place. Now, that one they can't really announce because there's a lot of money involved, and they're going to need the cap space. So they're going to need the cap space on June 1st, and then they'll announce the Tua deal. But that's kind of what it tells me, that this thing is pretty much done.
Yeah, and DF, I wasn't throwing anything. That comment kind of set me off because I saw it today, and it doesn't make sense that they don't understand that it doesn't affect
it's an extension.
Anything that goes on right now.
Right.
So.
It's an extension is what it is, because he's got another year left on his contract. So 2 years, right? This is his 4th year.
Yes, he was a year after Tua, so it's the 4th. Because when I first saw it, he said he signed through 2028. And I'm going, wait, how is that if it's only a 3-year extension?
Now
because I forgot he's got his 4th, the 5th year's picked up, and then the contract extension starts in 26.
Right, and it does adjust in his 5th year. That contract will
it will be. I saw it written down. It has to do with the signing bonus thing,
right?
So it doesn't really hit the cap. It's the signing part of
it. Right.
So.
Yeah. So it gets tweaked in the 5th year, because I know that his cap numbers, they go from 9 to 21 to like 26 to like 30 something, 40 or something. Then it goes back down to 27 or something like that. There's 1 year where it's a really big number, and then it comes right back down. So yeah, it's again, to me, the biggest part of all of this tells me the Tua deal's done. That whatever they're doing, it's bullshit crap that's left, and that you're going to hear about the Tua deal very shortly after June 1st. I'm convinced of that. That to me is the best part of this whole thing. By the way, speaking of narratives, I don't know if I talked about it a little bit yesterday, because we did I think we talked about that. Didn't Dalton Reisner sign with the Vikings on our show? Right. It was while Furones
It
was
broke why Furones was on that he re-signed with the Vikings.
Right. And so there's another narrative that was created by the media the entire time. You guys would go around the water cooler. You'd walk into work or you go to the park. Hey, bro, you heard about the Dolphins and the Dalton Reisner guy? Yeah, he's playing. He played with the Broncos in Barrie, and he plays in Minnesota. They have that zone scheme just like we do. Yeah, no, bro. Why don't the Dolphins go after Dalton Reisner? Okay. Dolphins never called in Reisner for a visit. They never brought him in for a workout. They never showed any interest in Reisner whatsoever. And the narrative was all created by local media. I don't know which one of the guys, and then the others followed suit, and because they got to fill space. And, he plays in an outside scheme too, just like we have here. Yet the Dolphins were never interested in the guy, ever. And then when he signs, he signs a guy the Dolphins. Well, the Dolphins never wanted the guy. But the media will then, some of the people in the media will then spin their own narrative like it was an opportunity missed or something. And then you go tell your friends, dude, they should have brought in Dalton Reisner. Well, they were never interested in the guy. But you don't know that. You don't look up because you're just going off some writer. Just like, hey, I heard Tyreek wants more money. He hasn't said that. Nobody has said that. Oh, what? You read some article in Pro Football Talk or something that says that Tyreek's article is of value now, and that maybe that contract needs more. That doesn't mean Tyreek wants more money. But what, did you hear it from your buddy that then heard it from somebody else who read the Florio article and then said that Tyreek wants more money when Tyreek never said anything? That's Mike Florio just throwing out, spitballing, filling space like he constantly does on that website. Let's just throw shit on the board and, one out of every 4,000 will stick. So, that works for us. It works for that website. It works very well. Because, of course, eventually you're going to guess something right. When you're constantly guessing, you're going to guess something right. Fans do that all the time. Most of you sit there guessing. You have no insight. But once in a while, you're right, aren't you? Because you guessed it right. We all guess. We all can guess. But there's too much of that. And then that's the narrative. Dalton Reisner. He was never on the radar. They never wanted the guy, ever. What's the name of that lineman that I follow on Twitter? He's really good. You know who I'm talking about? He has a beard.
Yeah, you talk about him all the time. I can't think of his name.
He's on the not Baldinger, but the other guy. I think he played for maybe the Colts or something, or
Saturday.
It's not Saturday.
No, I just heard you said Colts. So
Yeah, no, I get it. Saturday played for the Colts. No, but it's somebody that's really active on Twitter, and I think he's maybe he's on CBS Radio or whatever. And he tweets out, it's interesting. Dalton Reisner is a solid player, and he's a former lineman. And he goes, but he signs contracts that are 10-year, 15-year veterans for 1-year contracts. And then he put, And it's like, yo, dude, maybe there's more to that story. Like, maybe there's a reason why he has to settle for a 1-year contract. But meanwhile, we have Dolphin people that swear by him like he's the second coming. And then he makes some of you out there act like the Dolphins made a mistake. And if it's something that these guys have gotten really well and they know offensive linemen. They know the guys that fit their scheme, man. Anyway, but he's a good follow on Twitter, but it's just funny how the narratives are just formed. Jay Gelfin is in the house. Got to win tonight, then finish the Rangers home in Sunrise. Waddle extension is smart. Butler needs to be shown the door. Inter Miami sucked. Yes, they did. And Butler, that's Jimmy Butler now. We had Keith Pompey on yesterday, and you guys can go back and check out the interview because Keith wrote a story that the Sixers are ready to make a deal for either Paul George or Jimmy Butler. And reports are coming out of Los Angeles that they're going to do whatever it takes to keep Paul George. And Paul George is a Southern Cal guy, so I would imagine that that's going to stay right where it's at. And if you're Miami, this is the break of a lifetime. If you get a team that is stupid enough to give you 3 first-round picks and pick swaps and all that kind of stuff for Jimmy Butler, you take it, bro. The run is over for Jimmy here in Miami. You don't have the combination to win a title. It is time to rebuild. But the problem that Miami continuously has is they have no ammunition whatsoever. Well, the Sixers have got up to 5 first-round picks and even pick swaps, and they have $60 million of cap space. They have the cap space to take in Jimmy. They have the capital to trade for Jimmy. They need Jimmy badly. They have no choice but to take this gamble. But the difference between the Sixers and the Miami Heat is they have 2 stars already in place, in Embiid and Maxey. And Jimmy is going to join a team and become the 3rd star on that team. And by the way, that's exactly what he should be. The 3rd star behind those 2, not a number 1. He's not a number 1 by any stretch of the imagination. He plays number 1 here because we have no choice, because he's the only star here. And that's why you've got to move him, because in the end, you tried. God bless you, Pat Riley and company. You tried, but you failed. Okay? You failed miserably. You couldn't get another star to win that title. Eric Spoelstra and Jimmy Butler did the most that they could ever do in those 4 years. They gave you 3 Eastern Conference Finals appearances and 2 NBA Finals appearances. You cannot ask for more. And you will not get more from them. So it is time now to make that trade. And if Philadelphia is willing to make that trade, this is the trade that gets you the capital that maybe now you can reshape your team. And if by some miracle Donovan Mitchell doesn't sign in Cleveland, which I still get the feeling he's going to sign there, and you have a chance to trade for him, you now will have the draft capital to trade for him. So for me, listen, I would have traded Butler last year if I could. And this year, I find that it's going to be near impossible to trade him. But you're lucky that this year you happen to have the one team, dude, the Philadelphia 76ers. Daryl Morey's desperate. Embiid is buddies with Jimmy Butler. The city, obviously, according to Keith Pompey, loves Jimmy Butler. So the fit is there, man. And, unfortunately, I know it's hard for fans, that sometimes it's hard for you to compartmentalize your feelings. And we went through this 3 years ago when I said, hey, look, X just got 10 interceptions. This is the time. Trade him now. And I was called every name in the book, from a hater to an asshole. And every one of them were wrong. And they all know now, man, O was right. And guess what? I was right again last year when I said trade Butler. Because if you're going to have this kind of a season, then, another broken down, I don't give a shit about the regular season. That's not who the Heat are. You can't. You're the Heat. You can't play for the play-in. No, dude, that's below the Heat organization. Pat Riley didn't build an organization that strives to make it to the play-in. Oh, well, we'll play ourselves out of it. You got lucky once. You think you can do it over and over again. That's some stupid shit. So it's time to move on. Butler cannot play in the regular season. His body will not allow it. And next year, he would have to work hard and play hard all year, risking injury. He knows he can't do that. There's no way he can do that. It's over. It's time to trade Jimmy Butler. No, it's not Schlereth. But thank you. Some beat writers and fans were making Reisner sound like an elite guard when he was slightly below average guard. I just find it hilarious that they make it sound like Miami was interested. And then when they don't sign, it's like they made a mistake, and it's like, yo, dude, they never were interested in the guy. And he keeps signing a one-year deal. So if he's so great, how come people aren't lining up to sign him? Agree, Big O. That's exactly what Florio does. Of course, I know. I know what Florio does, bro. I've seen this, been in this business so long. I know who the bullshitters are. Big O, did I hear that right, that the Dolphins were the only team last year with no touchdown by a tight end? I don't know if they were the only team, but I know that they had no tight end touchdown last year. That is true. That is very true. And that sounds, I think I've heard that before. I know that Miami did not have a tight end touchdown. That's for sure. Not sure if we were the only one. But that would make sense. Jimmy should go play with Kyle Lowry and his other buddies. He will. I think that's what's going to end up happening, Jay. Big O, wow, I agree with you from yesterday. Panther Arena has, fact, taken number one of the best arena in Miami. Oh, God, yes. It's that. It's the best experience for a fan. The ingress and egress was well thought out. The arena's beautiful. It's comfortable. It's just, it's, you know, going to the AAA is a pain in the ass, dude. In and out of it is a pain in the ass. Hard Rock Stadium is a pain in the ass. And they've made it better, but it's still not good enough in and out. You know, it's just the way it is. But the Panther Arena, that, what is it, Amarant Bank, right? Amarant Bank Arena, it is beautiful, bro. Concerts, sports. I get out of there fast every effing time from that place. There's just so many veins and so many main highways to get out. You know, it's just awesome. It really is. So to me, that's the only one that's well thought of. You know, Brett Dodger just throws in DCA. That's it. That's what it's all about. DCA. Just like last year, Big O, they need more offensive linemen. The line is a disaster. The O-line was fine. I know. It's just they had the injuries. They know what they're doing, bro. It's like, oh, you're going to bring back Austin Jackson? Well, dude, they're the pros. We're not. And Austin had no coaching, and neither did Eichenberg the first couple of years. It really wasn't their fault. It's kind of what I told you with 202, that he didn't have any coaching. Because as I told you back then, this isn't in hindsight. I told you Pepe Le Pew was terrible and that they had no offensive coaches. So if you have no O-line coaches, no offensive coaches, how do I expect the young offensive lineman to learn? And how do I expect the quarterback to grow? I don't. They tried their best, but it was under situations that just weren't any good. Oh, by the way, I am wearing the Big O Show Bitcoin hat. This one does not have the Bill Preston BP4E. It's the regular Big O Show hat, but this is the Bitcoin Big O Show hat. And then it obviously on the side, live on YouTube daily, 10 a.m. And then this hat comes in black and in white. And you can go to our merch page, which the QR code, pull up the QR code for our merch page there. John Rigoni, by the way, is the man that designs the shirts, the blind ass fan shirt. Hey, let me see your shirts over there, bro. Let's show it to him. Because we have some shirts. We got more shirts in today. You can use that QR code. Remember the the link is right on our YouTube page. It's on our Twitter page. It's on our Instagram page. Blue Sky. So today we got the 305 Inter Miami shirts. See? And you could get it in pink and black if that's what you want. We're getting the other ones in colors coming up now in the next week here. The Blind Ass Fan Alert shirts. This is the first one. Then the Big O 305 Dolphins. We made one in all the team. There's an FAU, a UM. There's Panthers, Marlins, whatever. But yeah, got them all. There's the other, not for the blind ass fan shirt. There you go. The Big O show, not for the blind ass fan, which is the one I'm wearing today. And then we got the 305 Big O show Canes colors shirt. So there you go. And if you guys want to support the hell out of our platform, this is a great way. Obviously, visiting Hialeah Park is a great way of doing it. And, of course, starting on Saturday, you can come play the slots and earn entries into $50,000 giveaway at the end of June. All right? So there you go. And by the way, we have the Bitcoin hats, white and black. I am getting the Big O show hats this evening, actually. We will have those. So we will start to mail out some of those. We're still trying to fix the PayPal thing. My wife and I are really struggling with that. We thought we had it yesterday. We're trying to figure it all out because we've got like 6 orders that are just PayPal orders. So if you did order through PayPal, I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure that out, and we'll get everything out. We'll start working on everything now. We'll work on the next wave of stuff to send out that we're getting, and I'm sure we're getting the colored shirts next week also. So those of you that ordered shirts but in different colors, we will get those next week also from 3A Graphics. Speaking of that, let's start off hour number 2 in our 3A Graphics sports calendar, 980 West 22nd Street in Hialeah. I was just there picking up some material. Alan Blanco and the great people at 3A Graphics, man, if you need some stuff for your business, your fantasy league, your school, whatever it is, shirts, hats, you name it, reach out to our friends at 3A Graphics, 786-618-1443. Please support the people that support us. Custom printing and embroidery. Really, really nice. Do a good job with embroidery. So check it out. We're going to have a polo shirt too, a dry fit. We're waiting. Johnny is creating that one. Hopefully we'll have that one soon up on the website. So looking forward to that. Anyway, 3A Graphics Sports Calendar. Atlanta embarrassed Inter last night 3-1. Worst performance of the year for them. Saturday, they will host St. Louis, 7:30 Chase Stadium. Last night, the Oilers defeated the Stars 5-2. They tied up the series at 2 games apiece. Tonight, on the hardwood, 8:30 tonight, TNT, T-Wolves and Mavs. T-Wolves are favored by 4.5 points. The over and under is 209.5. Tonight, on the ice, the Panthers, 8 o'clock. Panthers favored by 1.5 goals. The Rangers over under for this game is 5.5. Rangers are plus 102 on the money line, and the Panthers are minus 122 on the money line. Panthers play very well on the road, so this will not be an issue of being on the road. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. Big O, you need the Panther. You need the Panthers are going to win in 6. Let's go Panthers. Or you think the Panthers are going to win in 6. Looking forward to my bring the old logo. Yes, we are getting those. I know that I don't know if you're one of them, but because somebody ordered it in aqua, somebody ordered it in gray, and then the white ones we're also expecting. We haven't gotten those yet, right? No, I don't think so. I think we get those maybe tomorrow or by early next week. We'll be getting those. But thank you, and we'll be adding more merch, and it's a great way to support us, man. So adds a little bit there and keeps us alive, which is what we need in a big time way. Let me tell you a little bit, of course, about Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Tomorrow, we're going to be at Acura Pembroke Pines having some fun and having a good time out there. And by the way, they've got a great anniversary sale going on. It is 16 years. They've been with us, like 14 of those 16 or 15. I don't know. It's been a long time, dude. And they've got 3.9% financing going on right now for 60 months. The 2024 Integra is $319. The RDX, we got a lot of experience with the RDXs in our home. We've had two of them. My wife drives one every day. You can get the 2024 for $419 a month. The MDX 2024 model, $429 a month. And again, 3.9% financing for 60 months. You got to get on out there, check out the selection. They are the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. And you know we're not going to be driving around the entire Southeast United States trying to get the best deal, right? All you got to do is go to 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. Finest dealership in the business, baby. It is Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. We'll see you there tomorrow. We will be broadcasting live at 10 a.m. as we wrap up the month of May. And we'll hit June, dude. We'll start hitting the halfway mark of the year. That's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. The way I think of it is I've gotten through this first half. Well, now I'm expecting the most explosive second half of my life from the crypto market and from Bitcoin. So I just kind of I'm expecting some really explosive stuff. Altcoin season, I think, is just right around the corner. And those of you that have been hanging in there with your altcoins, stay strong, my friends, because it's gonna bounce back in a big time way coming up. They're gonna print money. They're gonna do all kinds of stuff because they've got to get reelected and all that. You see Biden now trying to do anything and everything to get to crypto now. It's like, bro, you're so full of shit. You know what I mean? It's like Trump too, by the way. Trump's also leaning at crypto. Neither one of them were pro crypto. Okay. The only people that are pro crypto are more the Republicans, not Trump. Trump's now because he'll do anything to get any vote from anybody. So it's not stupid. It's very smart to try to entice the crypto people. But the Republicans are really the only ones that really understand it and really want to do good by it. The Democrats want to screw us, unfortunately, when it comes to crypto. So that's the bad part about it. You know, that's the really bad part about it. But it is what it is. You guys will have to make your own decisions on how everything is going to work out. But they're both kissing. Those of us that are crypto people, they're both kissing our asses trying to win us over. I saw a poll, and they asked, you know, it was on a crypto magazine. So the people that are reading it are only crypto people. Average people aren't going to go to a crypto magazine and read anything. And so they asked them, so is crypto the driving force for your vote? 80% said yes. You're any different than Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk? Don't they? Isn't the almighty dollar, isn't the bottom line what drives them? Right? I mean, I just spoke about sports, business decisions, right? What drives it? The bottom line, the dollar, right? 80% of them said, nah, dude, it's about my money. So the crypto people are going to end up going with the side that treats them the best. And they may not even be Democrats or Republicans, but they'll say, okay, the Democrats are treating me better. I'm going there. The Republicans are treating me better. I'm going to go there. They may not even care about Biden or Trump because both those guys don't know anything about crypto. I mean, I heard Trump 2 months ago say, I like the dollar. Yeah, moron. Go ahead. You go ahead and like the dollar. The dollar, that's just going to shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's the groups. And the Republicans definitely understand it a lot more. Well, I won't say that the Democrats don't want to, that they don't understand it. They don't want to. They don't want to put you in the driver's seat. That's all it is. Anyway, Panthers have been the better team in the playoffs. They've won more on the road than at home. Yeah, they've been the better team, period, than the Rangers. In all 4 games, they've been the better team. It's just they've lost 2 of the 4 games. And it's shit stinking. It's all about shit stinking. It's the same thing as I've said before. What happened with us with the Panthers in the mid-90s? We got outplayed most of the time, but we had Beezer. So we kept winning. We only needed 1 goal or 2 in a game to win. We just had to hope Beezer would not allow a goal. And that's exactly what happened. Then we got to the finals, and Colorado was so loaded that it was just forget about it. Forsberg and Sakic and all these guys, there was no way. And they had a goalie that was better than the Beezer and Patrick Waugh. You know what I'm saying? They had a Hall of Fame, a first ballot Hall of Fame goalie is what they had. Beezer was awesome for us, but I don't even think Beezer's in the Hall of Fame at all. Patrick Waugh could have his own wing if you want in the Hall of Fame. That's how good that guy was. You know, we just ran into a buzzsaw that's the one we couldn't answer. You weren't going to keep all those guys scoreless. No. And it reminds me of our Panthers. It's hard to keep our guys scoreless. We come at you with all kinds of guys, dude.
Get peppered a lot.
Huh?
Get peppered a lot.
Yeah, dude. Well, their goalie blocks a hell of a lot more shots than ours.
Their goalie, and then the Rangers have been very opportunistic on the lapses that the Panthers have had.
Yes.
When they've had them, the
Done.
Rangers capitalize and usually put in the back of the net on those chances.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's been the only
And let's be honest. The opponent's goalie has been better in every
100%. 100%.
And Bob has been awesome this year.
Yes. But he's not been asked to stop as much.
The other guys we're facing are better than Bob. It's hard, man. That's really hard in hockey when the goalie is impossible to break. And I know because I experienced it years ago. 28 years ago, man. How many, so many people weren't around for that. By the way, smash the hell out of the like button. Let's go. Get us over 100, man. Come on. Let me do a little music here. Before we get back to a little sports, little music and entertainment. First of all, Powerball. For those of you out there that are Powerball players, can I bring up the damn article or what? What's the deal here? How come it don't come up here? All right, you know what? I'll get to that one. That one's not as important right now. Let's go with musicians. Birthdays today. CeeLo Green, singer, songwriter, rapper, record producer. Thomas Calloway, little Gnarls Barkley. He was born on this date in 1974. Let's see. Tim Burgess, singer, songwriter for the indie rock band The Charlatans. Or the Charlatans UK. They used to be called the Charlatans UK. Now they're just called the Charlatans. Let's see. Seven Pippin, bassist for the Black Crowes. At one point, he was replaced by Johnny Colt. Let's see. Winona Judd, American country singer. born in 1964 on this date. Tom Morello, badass guitarist, singer, songwriter, activist, Rage Against the Machine, born on this date in 64. Stephen Duffy, singer, songwriter, guitarist, and founding member of Duran Duran. He left in 1979, right before they actually had success. Marie Fredriksson, songwriter, pianist, and singer for the Swedish group Roxette, born in 1958. Nikki Heeden, drummer for The Clash, born in 1955. Gladys Horton, singer, founder, lead singer of the Marvelettes. She was born in 1945. Wait a minute, Mr. Postman. Wait. All right. So those are musicians born on this date. Let's go with birthdays today. Jane Seymour. Oh, the Queen. Oh, forget that. I don't even know who that Queen is. What else? There wasn't the other Jane Seymour. Steven Gerrard, soccer player, is 44. Remy Ma, rapper, is 44. I don't know if this reggae singer is big. Natty, he's 40. Mel Blanc, voice actor, born in 1908, lost him in 1989. Mark Shepard, actor, 60 years old today. Jake Roberts, wrestler, 69. Okay. Jake the Snake Roberts. I will go by what you say. You are the expert here. Okay. All right. That's it. You got any other wrestlers for me, sir?
No Way Jose. Happy birthday. That's his name. No Way Jose.
No Way Jose. Okay. Happy
Along with
birthday.
Jake the Snake Roberts, of course.
Okay. Let's go with music history. In 1997, West Arkeen, who played guitar on Guns N' Roses' Use Your Illusions albums, was known as unofficially as GNR6, died in LA of a drug overdose at the age of 36. In 2007, a Chicago radio station played a leaked copy of the new White Stripes album, Icky Thump. Even though he was touring in Spain, Jack White personally called the station to voice his displeasure. In 92, the Black Crowes went to #1 on the album charts with the Southern Harmony and Music Companion. By the way, going back to that, so Jack White calls your station and says, "This is Jack White." First of all, you're like, okay, this is horse shit. Is that right? First, you have to so he's already fucking pissed at this point. All right. So you're already messing with his money. Bottom line, there we go, back full circle. Don't mess with my money. Anyway, you're messing with his money. So he's calling. Now you got to confirm. So you're pissing him off even more as you're trying to confirm that it's Jack White. And then eventually, after you've confirmed, guess who has to answer the phone? The boss, the PD. You've been in radio, you know. So I would imagine that the PD has to sit there and listen to Jack White rip him an ass that is bigger than the Lincoln Tunnel when he's done. When it's all said and done. And he has to sit there and take it. Because the last thing he wants to do is get into a piss match with Jack White. And then it's like, you ever want him on your show? You ever want him on your company? Because then they'll find out, wait a minute, you're part of what conglomerate? Oh, okay. Well, not only are you banned, but your entire company, I'm never going on another radio station that your company owns. You know, that kind of shit will happen. So I was just thinking, this was 2007.
I was saying, this has got to be like a mom and pop too. This is a mom and pop where they're like, let's
What's
get
a
it.
Chicago radio station?
Yeah, well, there's not many
shit, dude.
I don't know if there's many mom.
Yeah,
and
if you're in Chicago, bro, that's big time.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're in one of the 3 big cities.
I just can't believe if you're a big conglomerate, you're doing a leaked unless you're hurting ratings, I guess.
Or you just think they're not going to hear it, and then they did. Wow. Anyway, 2005, Coldplay's new album, X and Y, was illegally put on the internet a week before its release. Messing with my money. Even though it was a subject. It knew it was going to be a subject today on the show. Even though the band didn't send journalists copies of the record, holding album paychecks instead, and the copies they did send out went with the false name The Fir Trees to throw off who would be pirates. In 2009, Ozzy Osbourne sued his Black Sabbath bandmate Tony Iommi for lack of royalty payments after the guitarist falsely claimed sole ownership to the rights of the band's name. Yeah, not so fast, my friend. I made a lot of that music too. You're not going to do that. And from the department of, why do you have to do this? And those of you that are old, you'll get this. Those of you that are young, you'll get it, but in a different way. And this is what I mean. Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda recently shared thoughts on Jennifer Aniston producing a 9 to 5 remake. The silver screen standout spoke to Entertainment Tonight at the ER Coalition special screening and 2002 documentary film Still Working 9 to 5 on Wednesday, May 29, to discuss their feelings of the upcoming remake of the iconic 1980 film and to detail the importance of publishing the Equal Rights Amendment, yada, yada, yada. On the remake, currently being developed by Aniston, her production company Echo Films, and scriptwriter Diablo Cody, Fonda wished everyone nothing but luck on their quest to reimagine the classic film. Good luck to them. It's fun. I wish them a lot of luck. They're very talented. Tomlin is also excited about the remake and hopes the project is successful. I'm very excited. I'm pleased to know that someone else is working on it and may they have successful fruition. Now, they say all the right things, but I got to tell you something. What remake has been successful? Like, no, that's not a remake. That's a sequel. Okay, so let's go back to remakes now. Not sequels, not part 2s, not part 3s, remakes. Okay? The only one that I came up with, and I don't think it's a great movie either, like the original, but it has some moments. I'll go with Adam Sandler, The Longest Yard. Not great. Some moments.
Yeah, it had some moments and it had the stars in it.
Right.
That's
kind of why I made it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so some moments, but what movie do they remake that it becomes like it's like the Willy Wonka one, the dark one that came out? Did nothing for me, dude. I don't remake. Like if you ever look, I guess if you're young, you've never seen 9 to 5. It's actually a funny movie. It was actually a good movie in the time and all that. It was hilarious. You know what I'm saying? And Dolly Parton is such a pleasure to watch in that movie. Gifted. But I'm just saying it's funny. It was a good movie. Lily Tomlin, the weed scene was just awesome. With getting Fonda high for the first time ever and all that. There's just the rat poison, the scene at the hospital. I mean, there's a lot of good shit about 9 to 5 to remember. And Dabney Coleman, rest in peace, who we just lost, by the way. I want to say we lost Dabney Coleman last week. I want to say maybe last week, last 10 days or something. We just lost Dabney Coleman. And that was probably his watershed role of his life right there. May 16, right? Yeah. Yeah. A week and a half, 14 days, 2 weeks ago. So I don't remember remakes that are good, that end up like, oh, man, this is great. This is as good or better than the original. And I don't know why they do that. I really don't. The Thing, better remake. The Thing, I didn't see The Thing, that because it was a remake, probably. Neil Diamond, the jazz singer? Isn't there only one? They did another one? I don't know. You got me there, Jay. What are we talking about? I don't know. Did they redo the jazz singer? Somebody else play the Neil Diamond role? You can't play the Neil Diamond role, bro. Nobody can. That I can tell you, you'll never be able to do the jazz singer again because there's no Neil Diamond. There's only one Neil Diamond. Only one. And don't mess with him. Let's see. I got it playing in the background now, what, 9 to 5? Batman Returns is not a remake. That's a sequel. That's another part. That's right. That's why he returns. You know what I mean? It's kind of, but yeah, I don't know about, I guess, although Frankie's a little bit on to something because you are remaking every Batman, basically. But what's the original? Ping, pang, boom, bow? I mean, that's the original. There's no real Batman movie until Michael Keaton. Until Michael Keaton, that was the original Batman movie. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of have something there, Frankie, because it's kind of like they are remakes. Technically, you are kind of right on it, but it was a TV show. It wasn't really a movie. It was then made a movie, and really, the movies are all better than the TV show. I mean, Jesus, that TV show was made in the 60s. I mean, it's hard for that one, but I don't know. But then, okay, so then how do we do it? Then is the original the Michael Keaton, and then you have to say when you use a different Batman, it's a remake? I don't know. That was kind of weird. The Starsky and Hutch with Ben Stiller, that wasn't good. I saw that. That wasn't the good. But again, that's a TV show that they made a movie. So it's not really a remake of a movie. You know what I'm saying? This is now that's a different subject. What's the movie that was best made from a TV show? And then we could do the Batman, and then we can do all that. That's a different subject. You know what I'm saying? That we got to talk about what's a remade movie, a remake, like the Willy Wonka, like The Longest Yard. Those are literal remakes. Like if somebody went and did Star Wars all over again, then it would be a remake of it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm telling you is a remake. So it has to be a remake of a movie. And look how hard it is that nobody's really come up with a remade movie that's really good. And that's why I'm thinking the 9 to 5 thing is, I don't know how you're going to be successful with it. I just don't.
When you remake it, you almost have to remake it maybe once everybody that could have seen it up to that point can't, like nobody's going to watch 9 to 5 right now.
No, except for Dude 67.
Yeah, except for Dude 67, which apparently has playing his background. But so you almost have to wait for that audience to be gone before you so then it's not really a remake.
So it's like fresh.
It's a fresh 9 to 5.
Right. They don't even know it's a remake.
Exactly. It's almost like you push it as not a remake. You just push it as a movie 9 to 5.
Oh, Pat in Asheville got it. The remake of War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise. I would agree with you. I would agree with you that I'd rather watch the remake of it. Now, is it because it's so freaking old and you know what I'm saying? It's like, all that stuff, all the technical stuff and the imaging and all that back then for that War of the Worlds was kind of bogus back then because it was so long ago. But when you're right, Pat. And you're right, dude. The one that Tom Cruise did is pretty good. I'd rather watch it than the original. That's a good one. Frankie, I personally wasn't. I gave Longest Yard a little love, but I'll still take the original. Like the new one had some moments. See what Pat in Asheville's talking about? It's night and day. The Tom Cruise War of the Worlds is way better than the original. It's not even close. He's right about that 1,000%, dude. It's not bad. No, it's a remake.
When they made the original, they didn't have what they had today to make.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's kind of almost like what you said with the War of the Worlds.
Wahlberg.
Yeah.
It was the Wahlberg one with that like the one woman was falling in love with him and all that. The one ape. Yeah. That's actually not bad.
Yeah.
That's actually that one's an entertaining one. The Wahlberg one, I enjoyed that one, and I enjoyed the original. You know, it's hard, man. Charlton Heston and Roddy McDowell and stuff. I still enjoy the original. You know, when you add the extra plant, like here, you know what? This is a great conversation. I'm going to give you I'm going to go with a slight original The Planet of the Apes over the remake. But I'll tell you this, if you go from the new Planet of the Apes and all of them after, compared to all of the originals, it's not even close. Because if you go and look at the old original Planet of the Apes, they jumped the shark. It was bad. It got worse and worse and worse. By the end, I don't know if you know this here, I'll give you a little nugget. There's a lot of bad information in my head. Okay? I mean, it's accurate, but it's really stupid shit that nobody ever needs. By the time you got to the third movie of the Planet of the Apes of the original, if you go and look where they have pictures or certain sections when there are more apes all gathered, the budget was so low that they did not have enough makeup for the rest of the apes. And try to look closer, and you'll see that they didn't even have enough makeup on to be apes, or that the masks were really cheap and cheesy and all that, because the quality of the makeup and the mask got worse and worse and worse. It's really bad. So, Frankie, I'm going to give it to you that I'm going to say the remakes all the way through are better. I'm still going to take the original because Charlton Heston's acting is still better than Mark Wahlberg's acting. Okay? Charlton Heston goes through, like, I mean, it's shock, it's anger, it's acting. Yeah, it's acting. Yeah, it's acting. It's acting. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta lean to Charleston. I have to lean to him. I have to give him a little respect on that one. So I know the special effects and all that are better and the newer ones, but I'm going to go with and I'll go with all the newer ones as a franchise, because the early franchise, I'll take the first one, and then after with the people that have the high sounding, and then the other part where they build this world and all. It was so bogus. The extra Planet of the Apes were really, 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 really bogus. I enjoyed the TV show. I did enjoy the TV show. Remember, that was a movie that then became a TV show and cards, because I had the Planet of the Apes cards, and then they extended the movies and they added more movies. Yeah.
Somebody threw in Ocean's 11 with Clooney better than the Sinatra one from the 60s.
Okay. I could kind of, yeah. By the way, we are at the site of the original Ocean's 11. Just saying. Hialeah Park was in the original Ocean's 11. Just saying. I mean, yeah, you know, you want to throw that out there, just throw it, that this historic place was in that original Ocean's 11. Dude, this place is so historic. Winston Churchill was here watching races and smoking big-ass cigars. That's some shit. You go downstairs, and they've got pictures of, you know, people that have been here and all that. There's one of Winston Churchill here smoking a cigar. Well, obviously he's smoking a cigar. That mother effer lit up a cigar the second he woke up. By the way, you know that's why they're called Churchills, right? Those long cigars are called Churchills for Winston Churchill. It's named after him. Apparently, he smoked like 8 or 10 of them a day. Without it. No, he always had a damn cigar, unless he was giving a speech. Then he had to take it out of his mouth. Yeah, he probably had it down there, and the second, yeah, the dude was like a chain cigar smoker, and lived to like 147. What? How old did he die? Seriously, he lived forever. Back to the Future, Eric Schultz. They remade Back to the Future? I don't remember that. There's no way you can beat the original Michael. I wouldn't even bother watching a new Back to the Future. There's no way you could ever top Back to the Future. No, it won't happen. Won't happen. I won't even bother to watch it. That's disrespectful. It's un-American to watch a remake or even make one of Back to the Future. In fact, I think you need to be deported if you ever try to make another maybe electrocuted if you try to make another Back to the Future. Casino Royale is yeah, but that's another Bond movie, bro. It's not. It's just a Bond movie. 91. Wow, he lived to 91 as a chain cigar smoker. Although Raging,
sorry, I lied to you. 90 didn't get to 91. He died a little
90.
before his
Okay. Well, yeah, sure. He got really cheated out of life at 90. Debbie, does Dallas remake is better? I haven't seen the remake. Oh, haven't seen the remake. The original, well, you know, I'm old enough. I saw it.
You know what's funny is I thought Dude 67 was the name of the sequel. They need to do a remake of Fast Times at Ridge Mount High.
Oh, Mount.
That was the Dallas remake. I think you just.
That's another one you can't remake. There's only one Spicoli, and you'll never find another Spicoli again.
Can't do those movies today. Not only could you not find another Spicoli, but could you do that movie today?
No.
Exactly how it was.
No. There's just things that we just, we're too sensitive in this society, which I can't stand, bro. God, I can't stand how sensitive we are in this society. It is, it's pathetic, actually, how sensitive we are in this society. It's embarrassing, to be quite honest. Scarface with Al Pacino is the best remake of all time. It's not a remake. It's an adaptation of the original, because the original wasn't a Cuban refugee. You understand? So that's where it's a different story than the original Scarface. So if you watch the original and then you watch this one, they're two different types of. I get the basic story, the rise and fall stuff. Yeah, kind of the same, but the story's completely different. It's not remade the same way. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I would say it's not really a remake. I wouldn't call it a remake. The closest thing to it is the name, not really the storyline of it. So that's where I would disagree with you on that. The Last of the Mohicans is better than the 19. Oh God. Okay, well that now you're pushing it, Pat. Okay, now you're being a smart ass. I mean, what movie in 1930 is going to be any good? Jesus Christ. You would have to drug me and tie me down to be able to sit through a movie from 1930. That isn't what's it called? What's the name of the famous movie from the 1930s that we all can still watch? Um, oh God. Clark Gable, bro. Gone with the Wind. Damn it, bro. That's about it. That's the only 1930 movie that we can watch, pretty much. Outside of that, none of us really want to watch a 1930s movie. Yeah, Wizard of Oz. That's not bad. What year was Wizard of Oz? Was that around there too? Was it 30s, 40s? I don't know what year it was, but yeah. Of Mice and Men. Cape Fear. That's a good remake there. I mean, obviously, King Kong 1930 is going to suck, but then with what's the blonde lady with she was the King Kong girl, and what's the name of the woman, the blonde woman from King Kong, and then Fay Ray. Fay Ray's the original. It was in the late 70s, maybe mid 70s. The other one, the next King Kong movie that was made. What's her name, bro? Lang, Jessica Lang. I think it is Jessica Lang. You put Hope Lang, but I think it's Jessica Lang. You are correct. You are correct. Jessica Lang and Jeff Bridges, exactly. Yes. Yeah, I would go with that remake. Yes, I would go with that one. I'm still going with the original Wizard of Oz, by the way. And Rosendo, great call on Cape Fear, because you could watch the original, but give me the new one or newer one with Robert De Niro. Not the Robert De Niro I saw on the street the other day. No, not that one. By the way, Robert, buddy, you're an actor. You might want to practice your lines and presentation so when you go there, you don't sound like an old doddering man. I mean, if you want to go after the dude, go after him, but practice, bro. You know, you do that for your acting. Just kind of, I wanted to remind Robert De Niro he had, maybe he used to have acting skills. I mean, it's not like he's in really good movies lately, but I remember Robert De Niro, the actor, come out wherever you're. I saw him the other day and I was like, buddy, what happened to your acting skills? Like, did you not practice what you were going to talk? Practice the inflections, how to deliver, you sound like an old doddering man. Come on, bro. Go out there. You're Robert De Niro. It's kind of weak sauce he came out with. Just saying. Again, I don't care about either side. I slam them all. But that was a soft ass Robert De Niro there, bro. Bumbling around and all that. I'm like, come on, bro. Practice. For my taste, most remakes other than science fiction movies blow. They usually do. There's usually a couple. And you guys have done a good job of naming a couple of those. No, Caddyshack, there's only one and there's no other. Okay. The Italian Job, I like that one, Rosendo. I've seen the original with what's his name, bro? He's in the new one. But he's the old man there and he's younger and damn it. Anyway, I saw the original. It's Michael Caine. And so I saw the original and then the new one with Wahlberg and Caine and the boys. I'd take that one. I like that one. I like that one a lot. So I would go. That's a good call, the Italian Job. That's a good call. I like that. The Thomas Crown Affair. I'm having trouble remembering the remake. I remember the original as a kid. I don't remember the new one, so I can't speak. I can't say. When I've seen them both, I'll tell you. But I have not. So I can't tell you if it's better or not, actually. 310 to Yuma with Crow and Bale is much better than the original. I didn't see the original. I saw that one. In fact, I didn't even know that was a remake at Nashville. So I would have to see it again. Debbie Does Dallas remake was called Debbie Does Texas. Okay. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah. She just wanted to really take on the whole state. That's what it was. That's a follow-up. That's a part 2. Then Debbie will do America. Then Debbie will do the continent. And then Debbie will do the world. And then Debbie bangs the universe. And Debbie becomes a black hole. Anyway.
The Thomas Crown Affairs with Pierce Brosnan, the remake.
What's that?
Pierce Brosnan was in the remake in '99.
Oh, I like
the
him.
Thomas Crown Affair.
I like Pierce.
With
I'm a
with
huge
Rene
Pierce
Russo.
fan.
Rene
He's one
Russo
of my
as well.
favorite Bonds. I thought he did a great Bond, dude. Sean Connery will always be my guy, and Roger Moore is second. But I got to Timothy Dalton is my third Bond. I love Timothy Dalton as Bond. I thought he was a perfect Bond. Really did, man. I thought he played the role like, wow, they nailed it when they got like this guy here, Craig. He's all right, but his personality, there is none. Like none. Like Pierce had a personality. You know, Roger had a personality. What's it called? Sean Connery, he kind of was a smart ass more than a personality. You know what I'm saying? He was a suave guy and all that, but more of a smart ass. But Roger Craig just doesn't. Is it Roger Craig or because that's the running back for the Niners? It's not Roger Craig. Daniel Craig. So there you go. So, or are you going to watch the new Beetlejuice? No, I won't. Unless you all start bragging about it and say it's amazing. I don't know how you remake Beetlejuice. Well, no, actually, it's not a remake because they're coming back. Yeah, no, it's
Same
it's
cast.
actually
It's just her family now. The
yeah.
one that was-
It's actually a part 2. Really, it's a follow up to the original because they brought back the original Beetlejuice and everything. So yeah, no, it's not a remake. It's just a follow up. So maybe I could watch it since it's not a remake. 21 Jump Street, again, TV show that became movie. Not really. That would be in that other category, Frankie. So there you go. Sean Connery will always be the only Bond. That's my number one. There's nobody like Sean Connery, bro. My Bond, that's who I grew up with as my Bond, bro. Tomorrow Never Dies. That scene with Halle Berry, coming out of the water in that orange bikini. Yep, that's burned into my brain. Halle Berry. By the way, for those of you that you might be wondering, you're still questioning Bitcoin. MasterCard just launched crypto credentials, which allows you to send Bitcoin to any customer at an exchange with a simple username instead of a wallet address. MasterCard. You think they know what's really coming? I still marvel at anybody that comes at me and thinks that crypto and blockchain and Web3 and Bitcoin and all that is not going to take over. I marvel at that. I love that conversation because I love to just slice and dice them and cut them down. And then they're like, oh shit, maybe he's right. Maybe I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Because by now, if you're still not believing, I don't know. I can't help you, man. I really can't help you. It's hard for me to help you, dude. By the way, remember, you can help us by making a donation, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo, Ocala Joe. Thank you, sir, for a little love to the real whale of the airwaves. Thank you, sir. That is very nice of you. Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin donation. As you know, we all love our Bitcoin donation. By the way, where is Bitcoin right now? Where are we? Are we dipping? Are we up? Are we down? We're at 68,478. So still holding pretty strong. And notice we were holding in the low 60s. Now we're holding up over the old time high of 67, 7, 8, or 3 or 5 or whatever, 67 something. And then it went to 73, 3, I think it is now, is an all-time high. And so now it's hovering above the old all-time high. And so it'll get back and it'll crush 73 and it's going to go to 80. We're just kind of waiting for that pop. Waiting for that pop. Jasmine, by the way, slightly under 3 cents at 294. But that's all right. That's what you want. You want it to hold and kind of stay steady there. That's it. Let's see. What else do we have? By the way, I don't know if you could find this tweet on mine and see if you can bring this up, because this is from his IG. Cutter's Edge Pro, baby. Who's going to be our Cutter's Edge Pro MVP of the night tonight, huh? Huh? Call William Quigley and the great people at Cutter's Edge Pro, 954-472-0622. That's 954-472-0622. Reach out to the great William Quigley and, of course, Mike and all the great people there at Cutter's Edge Pro. And, by the way, we've got hurricane season. It's 2 days from now. Saturday starts hurricane season all the way into November. We got systems already coming out of Africa. There's like 4 systems right now. They're not going to hit us. They're on the lower part of the Caribbean. But I've been tracking them and checking them out. I follow way too much stuff, bro. News, politics, entertainment, music, sports, the world. I'm sorry. That's who I am. That's kind of who I am. But hurricane season is coming. And God forbid, I hope it doesn't hit anywhere in the United States or in the Caribbean, anywhere. But unfortunately, it's going to happen. And folks, if you have trees right now that are hanging on your roof or wires or whatever, don't be silly and get on a ladder on a roof and start doing it yourself. That's super dangerous. Call professionals like the guys at Cutter's Edge Pro. They're fully insured. So it doesn't matter even if they get hurt on your property, you're not going to get sued. You're fully covered, okay? So that's awesome. By the way, if you don't hire Cutter's Edge Pro and you hire somebody else, they need to prove to you they're fully insured. Do not ever allow anyone to work on your property that isn't fully insured, because then you become liable. I don't know if you know that, but that's Florida law, okay? So these guys are fully insured, and they can get rid of all those trees and branches that are hanging, and it's super dangerous. So please call the people at Cutter's Edge Pro. Dade, Broward, Palm Beach counties, 954-472-0622. Gus says Pierce Bronson was supposed to be the bond after Roger Moore, but they wouldn't let him out of his contract with Remington Steele, and that's how Timothy Dalton became to play. And he released 2 of them. I like one of the 2, not the one with Newton and the girl and all, although the girl's kind of hot, but not with Newton. That one's kind of bogus. The other one, the Living Daylights, the one with the cello chick, that one's actually pretty good. Now, was Pierce Bronson a good Bond? No, he's probably he's third to last for me. I have him ahead of Daniel Craig, and then obviously Lazenby is last. That poor bastard. He only did one. The secret, the Her Majesty's Secret Service, and then he never did it again. He didn't like the attention of being a Bond. The job every man, every boy grows up to be. I want to be him. I want to be him. Who doesn't want to be Bond? Lazenby didn't want to be Bond. Anyway, so Lazenby is the worst Bond. Believe it or not, I have Daniel Craig as my second worst Bond. And I even put Timothy Dalton in front of Daniel Craig. Yeah, I think most of you would probably put Daniel Craig in front of Timothy Dalton. Timothy Dalton gets jammed by a lot of people. I get it. It's all good. It's all good. Frankie Fresco, thank you for the love in the super chat. Oh, if Tua wins a Super Bowl, but only stays with us 4 more years, does he surpass Marino as the best offensive QB of all time? Look, with old people, I don't know if he'll ever be the best offensive QB of all time. But there's something that Tua is very fortunate about something, Frankie. And here it is. It's been a quarter century since Dan Marino was your quarterback. A quarter century. So about 25 years have passed since Dan was a quarterback. That's a lot of people that didn't get to see him or know anything about him. And then there are some people that got some age on them, but they saw the back end of Marino's career. And they didn't see the whole career. And so if Tua goes and wins a Super Bowl, he will be the most important Dolphin QB of all time for them because they don't know any better. And unless, Frankie, which you didn't, unless you lived Marino, I'm talking about lived it. I'm talking about watching him in the 80s and the very early 90s. If you didn't watch that magic, there's no way you will have the same love for Marino that I do. There's no way, because you didn't sit in the Orange Bowl and you didn't watch the spike play and you didn't watch shootouts against Ken O'Brien and Richard Todd and the Patriots and the Bills and all that kind of shit. You didn't see any of that stuff. So if you didn't live it, there's no way that you will have the same love for Dan Marino that I have for Dan Marino. So that these last 25 years allows Tua to build up a group of people that will easily gravitate to him. And then the people that are going to watch him for the next 4 or 5 more years, okay? Which, by the way, Frankie, if he wins a Super Bowl, he's here for 10 more years. He's not going to be gone. They're not going to allow the guy that wins a Super Bowl to walk right out the door. So unless he gets old or broken down, there's no way he leaves. So if Tua wins a Super Bowl, he will be the most beloved athlete in our town, period. End of story. Now, caveat to all of this. As I've said before, Tua's treated a little different. What happens if Tua is like Lamar Jackson and goes to the playoffs 6 times and is 2-4? Because, I mean, they love Lamar Jackson. Would you love Tua if he's 2-4? Because I don't know, they love Lamar Jackson. He's the greatest in sliced bread. He's got 2 MVPs, you know. But he's 2-4 in the playoffs. So I know they love Lamar. I don't think they'll love Tua. Will they love Tua? No. Throws 6 touchdowns and 6 interceptions and completes 57% of his passes like Lamar, who they love. They won't. So let's say he does win the Super Bowl, Frankie. I'm going to have even more fun with you. Are you ready? Bob Greasy's a great quarterback, isn't he? He's in the Hall of Fame. He's known as a great quarterback, but hey, he's so removed from you, you don't talk about 7 passes in a Super Bowl. What happens if Tua wins that Super Bowl and he only throws 7 passes, Frankie? We love Bob Greasy. Will we love Tua? No, we won't. We won't love Tua. We'll kill Tua for throwing 7 passes in a Super Bowl and winning. Oh, Tua sucks. He was on for the ride. So he needs to win the Super Bowl, but he needs to win the Super Bowl. He's got to throw 300 yards. He's got to throw for a couple of touchdowns. He's got to have a game-winning drive or a game-defining drive, or you know what I'm saying? For Tua, there's a different standard that you idiots out there, whoever you are, have put on him. because he doesn't get the same. He does not get viewed the same way. Doesn't. Well, I need Tua to win a big game. He lost against the Ravens this year. Yeah, but he beat the Ravens the last 2 years before that. No, but we're only going to remember the Ravens game this year. He's not held to a standard that we hold everybody else. It's just not. It's the weirdest thing. I've never seen this dynamic ever in my life. But this guy's penalized for being a good player and a decent human being. I don't know. So it depends on how he wins it. Because we will have a whole bunch of idiots that won't give him credit. So there's your answer. Big O, how can we win a Super Bowl without Tannehill, Reisner, Cook, and Landry? I don't think there's a chance. I think it's impossible. So Kansas City Chiefs, they're an interesting bunch. They just drafted Xavier Worthy. A lot of Dolphin fans wanted Xavier Worthy. So let me ask you, here's Xavier Worthy on IG. Here's a video of Xavier Worthy. Look what the Rook is doing. Check out the Rook. He's excited. He signed his contract, I guess. Or, I don't know, they gave him the money. And he's there with his girl. I don't know if she's the girl of this week or this year, or she'll be suing him soon for a baby mama or whatever. But here's Xavier Worthy, and he's celebrating. Go ahead. Play it. It looks like sometimes the Kansas City Chiefs, whether it's Tyreek Hill, who had his issues in college and issues after, whether it's Rashee Rice now is the latest, and now they drafted this kid. It doesn't seem like they take deep dives into character. Huh? I mean, overall, well, the Rashee Rice kind of paid off a little bit, but then it didn't. Tyreek Hill really paid off for them in a big-time way because that was a fifth-round pick. But still, they were playing with fire, and they said, yeah, we can't pay this guy. We're going to have – this is where we get off the gravy train. And they were smart. They got off the gravy train. They've won titles without him. They did the right thing. But if I'm the Chiefs or Chiefs fans, do I worry that my team really just kind of drafts questionable characters at wide receiver? So now you see that, Dolphin. I'm just saying. How do you feel about it now, Dolphin? Do you still want Xavier Worthy when you see that? And when you think about the Kansas City Chiefs track record with wide receivers, and you have one that's been creating all kinds of problems the last year and a half. So many problems that the team is probably unloading his ass at the end of this upcoming season.
And Pat Nashville said something that caught my eye, too.
What did he say?
They're all dollar bills.
Yeah, no, I
They're
know.
$1 bills, man. Throw
You
hundreds,
want
man. Yeah, dude, if you're going to go out there and throw the money, throw the money.
He was a low first-round pick, not a high first-round pick.
Forgot they traded in for him.
Pat in Nashville, he can't throw hundreds, bro. He's not a number one overall pick. Caleb Williams can make it Benjamins. When you're at the end of the first round, Washingtons or Lincolns or, that's all. It's Washington. What is the dollar bill? Is it Washington? It is Washington, right? I don't know. I might be wrong on this. But, yeah. Right. I know. I don't care. It's so true. I don't have any cash either on me. It's too funny, man. Too funny. Too funny. Yeah. Ray Martinez. Thank you, my brother, for the love on the Cash App or Venmo. and you sent me Bitcoin, bro. Thank you so much, dude. That is very nice of you. Very kind and very generous. Appreciate that immensely, my brother. Thank you. That is absolutely fantastic. Good shit. And remember, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can send Bitcoin like Ray Martinez did. You can make a donation like Ocala Joe did. Thank you all out there, man. That is freaking awesome of you all out there. Absolutely amazing. What happened? Verdicts reached? Wow, verdict reached on the Trump trial, huh? Wow. Okay. Let's see. Elon Musk, by the way, is giving Donald Trump advice on crypto. Biden partially lifts ban on Ukraine using U.S. arms and strikes on Russia territory to defend Kharkiv. And so is France and Germany also going to do that too. Let me see. I don't see anything on the verdict. Man, I don't see anything that says the verdict's in. Who put that out there? What did you see that put that out there? Was it a legit site? Oh, New York. Okay, so no, New York Times and Fox News. Then
I don't come to you with Joe Schmo.
Yeah, no, I know, but I'm like, where is it here? How come I'm not seeing it?
They've reached the verdict. They haven't said it yet, so it's got to roll out on TV for another hour, I'm sure.
No, it won't be that long. I don't think it'll be that long, doggy. I think it'll come out pretty quickly. I think they'll find him guilty, by the way, but he won't serve any time. He'll appeal it, and that thing will last forever. And then eventually, if he gets elected, then he pardons himself, bro. So what's going to end up happening if he does win, he'll pardon himself. I have a hard time that we're going to put a former president behind bars. I just have a hard time believing.
So the actual New York Times has got a live, basically, stream of what's going on from the reporters.
Yeah, because
that one juror,
definitely not seeing a verdict in yet, like what it is. But okay, we're waiting for it.
It said 2 minutes ago the jury is filing in now. 1 minute ago, one juror appeared to
Donald Trump found guilty in New York hush money case. There it is. He has been found guilty, which I'm not surprised. It was too obvious that he was guilty as hell, dude. The Pecker guy is the one that buried him. That's the guy that buried him. The Pecker guy. Is it Pecker or Becker? Or is it Becker that he's hiding stories of Pecker? So you can, but apparently Donald Trump has been found guilty. Trump guilty. Yep, it's all coming in. David Becker, that's it. That's the guy. The Becker guy is the one that screwed him. Dude, he's the one that was in charge of the Inquirer. And he's the one that said that he would talk with his lawyers on, okay, this story's coming out about you. And, all right, let's pay him off and let's keep him shut and all that. That other model, they paid through them. So apparently he has been found guilty. Oh, well. There you go. All right. Wow. All right. He should have hired Bill Clinton as his lawyer. No. What did he say? What did Ocala Joe? Oh, do you recommend using different payment method on their PayPal? Yes, please. For the next purchase, use anything but PayPal at the moment because I am really stupid. And I'm trying to figure this shit out. And we're having issues. And we have 6 orders. You're one of them. You're the first order, by the way. You were the first order ever on the whole thing, by the way. So thank you. And so yours is one of the ones that is there waiting, and we're having trouble figuring it out. When I get home, we're going to try to continue to figure this shit out. So if any of you can pay any other way that isn't PayPal, please do it. But I'll fix it. We'll figure it out. We're just dumb people, and this is new, and it's just this. We're not technically sound. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's just me, him, and the wife is helping me. You know, it's not. This isn't a big conglomerate or a big business. You know, when you guys literally donate, when you guys buy a shirt, when you guys visit a sponsor, you go see, you know, Ronnie Katz at Boca Jaw Surgery, and you have surgery. That's what helps us, dude. You know, that these are the things, visiting Caneswear, all that. That's what keeps us alive. You know, sponsors and all of that. So, you know. Anyway. All right. Anything else coming out? Because I don't see anything else outside of a couple people throwing out the guilty stuff. Found guilty on all 34 counts. Felony falsification of business records. Boy, they got him guilty on all 34 counts. Hey, it was so obvious he was guilty as hell. So the best part is watching the idiots that kiss his ass. What's he being charged with? Stupid.
Apparently Hard Knocks figured their team out. Any guesses on who it will be?
What was that again?
Hard Knocks.
Uh-huh.
They made the announcement.
Okay.
Their team
Giants?
for training camp.
Isn't the Giants? That was the rumor.
It's the Chicago Bears.
Really?
Yep.
Hard Knocks
training camp with the Chicago Bears.
Okay.
Premieres August 6th.
Dude, then somebody
Max.
remember somebody reported the Giants were the rumor? Yeah. I am so glad it's the Bears.
Yep. Trying to make sure here because
listen,
NFL media.
Nothing against you New Yorkers out there or anything like that. Your Giants are boring, bro. I don't want to know anything about the Giants. The Giants are a boring franchise.
They might be the in season, maybe. Maybe they got in season did they announce the in season?
I don't know. I don't know. I know they're doing some receiver thing or something like that in season.
Oh yeah, they're doing another one like what they did with the quarterbacks,
with the receivers, right? Yeah. I think is what they might be doing. I don't know if they're doing an in season one with
probably a couple different ones.
They haven't announced it yet, but I'm glad that you know why? Because I think the Caleb Williams story.
That's the whole thing. I think that's the story.
That's the story. Yeah. What do I want Daniel Jones for, bro? Like, oh my God, no! The Giants are
Vito or what's his name?
Boring.
DeVito.
Yeah, yeah, Tommy DeVito. Yeah, Tommy DeVito. Yeah, no. Ugh. Wow. Yeah, but the Bears, I like that. I'm good. You know, if I can't have my Dolphins every year, then yeah, the Bears. And I don't mind these Dolphins. You know, I was terrified when it was Joe and all that back in the day. But I really I'm so proud of this Dolphin franchise. I think they're headed in the right direction. I freaking love it, bro. Let's see. What else do we have? Caleb is the story. Yeah, that's right. They should have done the Texans. That's not bad, Frankie. That's not bad. That's a lot of buzz. I like that one. But I don't mind the Bears. I like the Caleb Williams story. You know, that one's going to be interesting. He will show us his nail polish collection. Oh yeah, apparently he's what's it called? A metrosexual type of dude. You probably answered this, Big O. Do you like the Waddle signing? Yes, sir. I love it. Of course, I love it. And what I loved most about it is this tells me the TUA deal's done. Remember, I told you guys. I don't think Waddle and all these guys will happen till during the season or after the season. First, they'll do TUA, and then they'll work on those. The fact that they did the Waddle deal, that tells me the progress in the TUA contract is monstrous. That tells me that when June 1st rolls around and they get their money from X, we're shortly going to hear about the TUA deal done. Okay? That's what it tells me. So that's the good thing. You know, they can't really officially do the TUA deal until they have the money. and they'll have the money. The Waddle one is an extension. So he gets the money down the line. So it's not right now, so it doesn't affect the cap at the moment. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I just have this feeling that the Tua deal's already done now. You know, and that's why this Waddle deal ended up happening. So we'll see. If June 1st rolls around, they get the money, and the next week after that, you see the Tua deal gets announced, and that tells you they had the Tua deal done. They were able to move on to Waddle, and now they'll take care of Holland sometime during this offseason or into the season. And then next year, you start working on Phillips. And as predicted, we told you that they passed up the first wave of players for this wave of players. And the Waddle deal, it's awesome, dude. It's awesome because I think that means Tua's done. That's all. That's the way I look at it. Caneswear. Use our code BIG010. You will get 10% off. Visit our amazing, amazing sponsors, Jeff, Brett, John, all the great people out there, man, at Caneswear. Nobody works harder than Brett. He has built a brand that is second to none. Miami Fanwear has everything. Inter Miami gear, Miami Heat, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers. They even have Marlins stuff if you're still interested in, you know, if you still think they exist. They actually have some stuff there to show you that they do exist. So visit our friends at Caneswear. Use our code BIG010. You will get 10% off in person or online. And if you go online and you order over $99, you will get free shipping. Caneswear.com. Can you imagine Jaylen waddling all the way to the bank with that adorable penguin dance? Yeah, Karoom, but the only problem is when he goes to the bank and says, I want $10,000, they're going to say, we don't have it. And what do you want it for? The NFL can't put the Fins on Hard Knock again, right? No, they can't. It's just me talking shit. You know, it's just me, the Dolphin fan that wants my Dolphins all the time. That's all. Nothing wrong with that. The Giants have to be one of the worst QB rooms in the NFL. Yes. How many years for two? Oh, God, it'll be a 5-year deal, 6-year deal easily. Yeah. Yeah, 5 years at least. Yeah, something like that. Big O, do you think we will wait on Holland and get the approval of Anthony Weaver before making him an offer? Frankie, I don't think so. I think Holland's a hell of a player, and that's already proven. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. If anybody questions Holland, I would question your knowledge, your intelligence of football. Holland is a beast. I think he'll get the contract, but he's a safety, so there won't be that much of a hurry. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, I think he'll get it sometime during the season or by next year. But I don't think that it's one of those things that they've got to rush it right away, you know? I think he'll get it. I think they were going to plan. They were planning on signing all these guys. You know what I mean? So to me, I'm not that worried about all this stuff like some people are out there. Let's see. Beckham was a good signing. We needed the bigger red zone target. Beckham is small, bro. He's not a big target. Azukama's the big target, and the tight end, Jonnu Smith. Yes, sir.
Update in the Vince McMahon trial also.
Oh, wow.
As well. Mrs. Grant has consented to a request by the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York to stay her case against Mr. McMahon, WWE, and Mr. Laurinaitis, pursuant to a pending non-public investigation. We will cooperate with all appropriate next steps. The Department of Justice is going to get involved and do a investigation into Vince McMahon and John Laurinaitis.
You don't want feds in your shit, bro.
They are in. They are shit.
You don't want your feds. Once the feds get in,
they're in.
It's like the P. Diddy stuff. I can't wait to see what comes out. You think that raid and all that was done by accident or by pot luck or something? Those mofos know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what they were looking for. And they're making a case that when they, excuse me while I whip this out. When they do that, everybody, whoa, whoa, and it'll be all Blazing Saddles again. Now you have to watch Blazing Saddles in order to catch what I just said. So, whatever. If you haven't, you lost out on the joke. But I'm just telling you, when the feds show their cards, it's going to be a movie right away. I can guarantee you they have the kind of material that it's going to be a movie. They're going to have so much stuff on this guy. When these people come after you, you're done, bro. You're done. They don't screw around. You don't get away from those people. 99.9% of the time, once the feds step in, you're history, bro. You are absolutely history. Wow, they found him guilty on all 34 counts. Holy moly.
That was in New York, right? They went
Yeah.
after Trump there. They got him, and now they're going after McMahon. Saying,
Yeah.
it's going to be.
Yeah.
They were trying to get to arbitration so they could settle out before going to court, and now they stepped in, and she's given the consent for the stay to go in now.
Problem is that, on the Trump side, see, I don't know anything about the McMahon stuff, but on the Trump side, it's like, bro, you do stupid shit that, like, you're recorded in Georgia and in Arizona trying to rig the election. Like, there's no getting away. You know what I mean? Like, there was an audio clip of him and the attorney talking about how to pay her off and the cash. And it's like, and there's a trail, there's evidence, there's everything. It's like, bro, you're a terrible criminal. You're like,
well, it's a lot of, he said, she said and stuff, but there seems to be, where there's smoke, there's usually fire. And that seems to be the situation here. So depending on where they're going, because again, they're not going to launch an investigation if they don't have something already.
Come on.
It's not like they're just being like, hey, let's go. It's a witch hunt. There's there.
Hey, listen, that video that CNN got, don't be surprised that the feds had that video before CNN. And they just didn't release it. And that video helped them get the court order and all that to then go after him. I mean, this is, once the feds step in, dude, you're done. You're just absolutely done. There you go. Brett loved the Blazing Saddles reference. There you go. Rajan says one of his favorite movies. Jose, Bears on Hard Knocks is not bad, bro. That's pretty good. That's not a bad one. And by the way, Bill is going to be watching because he's a Bears fan. So, And by the way, remember, we have our merch, and you can buy the Big O Show Bitcoin hat. We have the regular Big O Show hat. I'm getting that tonight. It also has, in honor of Bill Preston in the back, BP4E, forever. And then on the side, like here, it says on daily on YouTube at 10 a.m., all that kind of stuff. So you can check it out. And it comes in white or black. Oh, actually, it's this side that says. No, it's this side? Oh, it is this side that says. Yeah. Okay. So the white hat has the Big O Show logo and the black hat. They're all the same except white or black. You can pick. I wonder if I should add gray to the mix. Because some guy asked me about a gray hat. I don't know. I don't know if maybe it's too much to add a third color, but at least in white and black, you'll be able to get the Big O Show hat, which will have the in honor of Bill in the back. The Bitcoin hat does not have the Bill stuff in the back. Okay, we only did it for the Big O Show hats. That's the ones that we did. These are different because this is more for the listener that's also a Bitcoiner and crypto guy, and not all of you are crypto guys or gals. You know what I mean? So those of you that are, with me on this, then you can get a Bitcoin hat and enjoy it. So it kind of goes with it. All right. Time to wrap it up here on the show. We appreciate all of you out there as always. Thank you all for supporting the hell out of us. Ray Martinez, Bitcoin donation, Ocala Joe, Cash App donation. Appreciate you all out there as always. Thank you very much. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Did we get somebody else? I think so too, right? Yes, Evan Yarmitsky. Thank you. You made a Bitcoin donation today also on the show. Thank you out there. So appreciate it. Visit our sponsors. Visit our merch department right there. Buy a hat, buy a shirt, support the show, support Sean and myself. We will see you all. And we thank, of course, the Brunetti family. We thank Steve Calabro. He couldn't join us this week. He's going to join us next week. He's always busy, man, running around. Thank you all out there. We'll see you tomorrow morning, live from Acura of Pembroke Pines at 10 a.m. And, of course, go to Hialeah Park's website, open up an account, get a free $100, or use our QR code. Visit Acura Pembroke Pines. Who else? What do you got there? Who else? Who else you going to put in there? Visit Toyota of Hollywood, which, by the way, we're going to be at Toyota of Hollywood the second Wednesday of every month. So there you go. Who else is next? Orvieto's Awards and more. Your business is giving away Employee of the Month, trophies, plaques, softball team, fantasy football. You need that. Maybe you need to engrave your kid's diploma when they graduate now and you want to put it in glass or anything like that. Orvieto's Awards and more. They can do all of that for you. Please visit them. They are fantastic. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Same time, same place, same bat channel.